and I'm live again for a very spontaneous conversation. I had a word with Padre Pio this morning, and he asked me whether I could come live since we've got the All Saints day today and talk a little bit about my relationship with him and how he has been supporting me and my family. Hi, Sabi. And in general, I just wanted to talk about saints and about synchronicities and about how important it is, hi Sabi, to trust the unknown and unseen forces in our life and how various things are being arranged for us to arrive where the source, the universe wants us to. So how can I start? Where can I start telling you the story about Padre Pio? I feel like I have to really go back to when I was at school. I've always hated, really, hi Isolt, I've always hated English. I was so mean to my English teacher. I was so stubborn and I used to say, I don't want to learn English, I'm not going to be using it, I just really don't want it. And I used to be proficient in German and then in Spanish. Hi Isolt, I'll continue on sharing the story and then I'll get back to your comments because I don't want to forget what I really need to tell you. And back, when was it? It was during my university when I was drawn to study Italian, and I did 1 term of Italian, and I was doing my master's in marketing and management back then, and I remember my boyfriend back then, he finished his university earlier on and he moved abroad, and I still needed to complete 1 more year of my university, and I didn't want to just stay in Poland and miss him, so I decided that I was going to do an Erasmus, which is an exchange program where you can go abroad and you can do part of your studies at a different university. So I really wanted to go and study in Germany, in Bonn, but I realized that the subjects that they had there were completely different and that I would then have to repeat the whole year. So I had a friend who really wanted to go and study in Italy, and I decided to join her. And so I did my Erasmus at the University of Calabria, south part of Italy, and it is so close to Puglia, San Giovanni di Rotondo, where Padre Pio is. So when I arrived to Calabria, before that I was told that I would be able to sit all of the exams in English and it is going to be absolutely fine. But when I arrived there, I was told that the rules are the same for everyone, and that I would need to sit all of my exams in Italian. And back then, the only thing that I could say in Italian was, hello, my name is Marta, just the basics. But I was very determined because I didn't want to repeat another year, and I stayed with Italian students in the same accommodation. And so I managed to learn Italian, and I passed all of my both written and oral exams without any problems. Apart from 1 exam that I failed, it was econometrics. I needed to fly back to the UK and for my friend to teach me, and then I had to I needed to repeat this one. But yeah, this is how my journey with Italian started. Wow, how brave. Yes, and I was just determined, and I just knew that I didn't want to study longer, so I just put everything. I gave my whole in terms of being able to communicate and write in Italian. So this is in terms of my ability to speak Italian. And then, now I want to talk about Padre Pio. In 2010, it was a month after I got married, I received a call from my father that my mom was in a hospital, dying, that she had a brainstem damage and that the next 24 hours would tell whether she would survive. And it came out of the blue because I saw her a month before and she was absolutely fine. And I had that idea, a thought, that I needed to find a saint that I would be able to pray to because I needed a confirmation, hi Betty, that it was worth to fight for my mom's life and that it wasn't coming from the ego point of view. And I was brought up Roman Catholic. I was born in Poland, but well, I knew about the existence of saints, but I don't think I really believed that they could really help us. But because I was so desperate, I started Googling different names of saints that I could pray to, and I managed to find Padre Pio. And it felt very, very right, and I started praying to him. Well, by praying, I mean I just use, hi Anna, I just use, whenever I pray to God, whenever I pray to Padre Pio or other, saints, I always use my own words. So I asked him to give me a sign that if he really wanted me to fight for my mom's life, so basically I asked him to give me a sign. Sorry, it's very difficult and I'm still getting emotional. So I asked him to give me a sign if it was worth or whether I should just let go. And a night before I flew to Poland to see my mom, a friend of mine invited me to a dinner. And when I was leaving, out of her wallet fell a picture of Padre Pio that until now I carry it in my wallet. It always makes me emotional. This is a picture of Padre Pio with his relics at the back. And she had no idea that I prayed to Padre Pio. And this is how my connection with Padre Pio started. And I flew to Poland and I managed to find one doctor in Poland who was giving chances of my mom surviving. But yeah, I'll talk about that some other time. But Padre Pio has been very much supporting me. And when I was pregnant with my first child, wow, that's a beautiful sign you received. Yes, it is. So, and he's been with me since then. When I was pregnant with my first child, I was very stressed because bringing a child to this world, I believe, is such a huge responsibility. And I didn't have anyone around me who could be a role model, who could be a godfather for my child. And so I asked Padre Pio whether he could take us as his soul children, because I know this is what he would do when he was still here on earth. And then I asked for some validation about that. And I gave birth 3 days, I think it was 3 days after my due date, but it was a couple of days after I gave birth when I heard in my mind to go and check Padre Pio's biography. And actually my son was born on the 23rd of September, and this is the day when Padre Pio died, which tells us also about the significance of life. Never, like, one soul leaves, the other one is born. But Padre Pio has been supporting my son and myself through various challenging moments of our lives. So that was a beautiful confirmation. And I've been reading about him beforehand, and he's such a great saint too. And I think saints don't really want you to be scared of them, and there is nothing too small or too big in terms of you asking them. And what I love about Padre Pio as well is that he's got an incredible sense of humor, but he's also able to tell you the way things are, straight to the point. But he's such a beautiful soul. So today I'm just sharing that story, but there are like so many other signs and like synchronicities that I could talk. But even me sharing about me learning Italian, doing Erasmus so close to where he was, the high intelligence the universe got of your own understanding, they knew before I even knew what was going to happen with me and what support I would need. So I truly believe our support is frequently arranged from the other side as well. So on this day of All Saints, I just wanted to share that connection that I've got with Padre Pio. And he's such an incredible, inspiring person because he had stigmata on his hands and so many people really didn't believe him. And he was such a healer, and I can say that he was a psychic medium as well because he had a very strong connection to angels. He was also able to bilocate, and there was so magic around him. But really, when I speak with him, he speaks with me as if he was my friend. And I think I shared the story of my desk that I'm reading from when I already moved to Scotland and we were moving to to another flat with my husband, with my ex-husband. Then I couldn't afford a new desk because I spent everything on a deposit, and I asked Padre Pio to help me. And on the day that I was moving, in the same moment as I was entering the staircase, my neighbors upstairs, they took a desk out and they were going to throw it away. So I didn't even need to take that desk from the bottom of the staircase. I just basically took it straight away from them. And this is the desk that I've been using, and I'm not attached in general to any objects, but this desk has been so meaningful for me, and I've done I've written so many theses, including my PhD thesis, and it is imperfect. It's covered in paint, it's covered in crayons. I had to put both of my children here when they were babies, or I had them on a sling, or sometimes I would put them here in front in their blankets when I had to write. But I've always been supported by Padre Pio. So that's my story about saints. And I'm very curious, because I can see a couple of you being live here, whether you've got any experiences of you connecting directly with saints, or whether what's your understanding of saints, and please share. And if you're watching it on a replay, you can leave a comment as well. But yeah, that's what I thought I would do today. And then I had so many other formal facts about Padre Pio, but then the way he wants to be presented is, yeah, he wanted to, and he wants, I keep hearing him, to be presented he's one of us and we are one of God, I keep hearing. And God is so important, and there is nothing too big, too small for God, of course, of your own understanding. He keeps mentioning about the importance of prayer, importance of trust, in terms of surrendering everything to the divine and removing yourself and removing your ego out of equation. And it's a beautiful analogy, because I've decided to go live, and what a powerful story. Thank you. So I could have recorded a podcast dedicated to Padre Pio, but I'm still very stressed when recording podcasts, and it's something to do with the ego and with my mind. If I was to record myself on Zoom, I would have an option to pause it, whereas when you're live, then you can't really pause it. And I truly believe, and this is what Padre Pio likes as well about me going live, is that my conversations or whatever I'm sharing with you does not have to be perfect. And once it's out there, well, I don't rewatch, that's the other thing, but I move on, and then I can share other stories, and then I can still include it into my podcast. But that's something that has been allowing my ego to be quiet, because I do things my way, and actually coming live has been working for me, because I love your presence, and I love being able to read the comments, and I find it very supportive, and I'm enjoying doing those lives. I haven't come in contact much with saints. Currently, I feel more in contact with goddesses. For now, Bridget is very present. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is so nice. I know what I'm going to do. I love it. I have a deck because I want to pull some cards. I brought the angel cards, but because we have the All Saints Day, I have a deck of Kyle Gray, and it's got Ascended Masters, including saints. So those were people who walked here on earth, and Bridget is there. So they want me to pull the cards here as well. And it's so interesting. So you can hear me. I'm going to grab the deck. That's nice. Yeah, that's what I'm being told. Thank you, Sabi. You can hear me. So Bridget is very nice. Like, I like her as well. But she's one of the keepers of the light, Ascended Master as well. Okay, let's be spontaneous. And I love being able to share downloads and messages from Ascended Masters, angels, because I remember when I first started developing as a psychic medium, and I used to sit in different development circles of spiritualist churches. In those spiritual churches, I'm so grateful for the experience because it taught me so much, but I was only able to channel loved ones on the other side, and in a very particular strict way. And it was very challenging for me because during my readings I started seeing and hearing angels and then Ascended Masters, and I wasn't able to pass the messages. So that's why I left later on those strict development circles, and I joined the ones where I was able to have my freedom in terms of the energies that I wanted to channel. It resonates and it works for me, and I'm so happy that I'm able to talk about angels and then also, spirit guides, Ascended Masters, because they're so much part of your spirit team. And I think it's so important for me to educate people who are not aware of their existence, because they can help you so much more. So yeah, that's the other. I would love to learn more about saints for sure. A friend of mine gifted me a cloth bathed in holy water from Padre Pio's hometown. Ooh, you could feel the beautiful energy. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh, yes. And there is a piece of cloth on that at the back of this picture. And I actually traveled to San Giovanni di Rotondo to say thank you for saving my mom's life. And it was so beautiful because I also wanted to go, and I went to confession in Italian, and it was conducted by a friar, a Capuchin friar, so from the same convent, and it was the most magical experience. And I've never been like a very religious person. I consider myself more to be spiritual, but the energy that I could feel around Padre Pio, it makes me so emotional. Oh wow, I love to learn more as well. Yes, I'll be definitely talking more about saints. Hi Aina. And I'll be definitely bringing Padre Pio back, as he's so much present in my life. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards from the Keepers of the Light, because and then I'm going to show everyone. Oh, actually I keep hearing I'll show Bridget to everyone, because you are connected, Sabi, to Bridget. And the way that goddess is represented in this deck is just one representation, and you might be able, if you're clairvoyant, to see her in a different way. So bear that in mind. But I want to see her. I think she's in that, because she supported me so much at some point of my journey as well, and she's able to help you to ignite your inner fire within you and to really help you tap into your truth, the truth of your soul and heart. Oh yeah, I've got Bridget. That's Bridget, and there's some Celtic roots here as well. So that's Bridget. You might see her in a different way. Inner strength, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. So she's beautiful, and whenever you doubt yourself and you need that dose of courage and confidence. You can embody her and you can see that inner fire in your heart and soul, and that's very supportive. Okay, I'll pull some cards for you, Sabi. Well, and we'll see what other Ascended Master would like to support you right now on your path, and then I'll pull some cards for other people who are present here as well. Okay. I like to go with a flow that's spontaneous, but that's what I've heard. And you've mentioned about her, so let's do it. Okay, so who wants? Oh, I keep first, second. I keep hearing second. Okay, so you have, Sabi, Pole Divination. A beautiful heart. Well, the rose in the heart. Experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. I just want to open that booklet. I normally don't do it, but I keep hearing it will be of importance here today. Let's see. Because he's one of the Ascended Masters as well. And we've got Italy again. Because he's the one okay. He wants me to tell you a little bit about him. Okay. So Pole Divination is said to be the ascended form of Paolo Veronese, a famous artist of the Italian Renaissance. Divination refers to the fact that he was connected to Venice, Italy. It is believed that on his passing in 1588, he had the opportunity to help humanity by sharing his lifelong wisdom. He is the keeper of the light who helps us accept our talents and hone our skills so that we can share the beauty of our soul with the world. He brings waves of good energy, grace and encouragement, and works with all artists, musicians, designers, and anyone else who needs support in channeling their talents. And this is what's been coming, and he asked me to read that for you. You're a very creative soul, and there are so many desires of your soul expressing itself in a very creative way, and it almost feels that you're all out and you're allowing yourself to dream big, go big, and to really go and pursue your dreams in terms of your career, in terms of purpose. But whenever you're still doubting yourself, you've got Bridget that's giving you confidence, but you also can envision that beautiful rose. And then Pole Divination is going to help you to tap into your divine self, but also to allow your creative outlets to be expressed and shared with the world. Because remember, any gifts you've got are, well, it is so important to share any gifts that you've got with the humanity and with other people, because you can help so many other people by you sharing your story, by you sharing your gifts. So in a way, I keep hearing it's your duty to really go out there and be yourself and be the most authentic self you can be. And you are going to be most authentic when you allow yourself to make decisions from you being connected with your heart and soul. So that's a message for you. Okay, let's see. And I had here, Betty was here. Let's see, I can scroll up. Isolde is here. So I'm going to pull now a card for Isolde. We'll see what an Ascended Master is around you. And remember that if you are watching on a replay, that a message for one person might make sense for you as well. So if you're drawn to a particular Ascended Master, know that you can work with him, her as well. Okay, so Isolde. So you've got Sir Nunos, Life Force. Sabi, wow, it is really beautiful and resonates very well today. I'd like to learn more about him. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. So Isolde, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So I am going to go to the booklet. We only got a couple of you here live, so I can read it. And then whoever is going to watch it on the replay, I trust that, yeah, you are to learn something about those Ascended Masters. So, Sir Nunos, we've got pronounced Ker Nunos. Okay, also known as Herne, is a Celtic stag god who represents connection to the earth. He's one of the oldest recognized Celtic gods and features on the Gandestrap cauldron, a giant silver vessel from the Iron Age. He is the lover of the Great Mother and impregnates the land so that it will be filled with life. He can help us from a connection with the animal spirits and ancestors of our land. I keep hearing that you are embarking a new spiritual journey, Isolde, and he is going to be able to support you in terms of your grounding yourself, but also exposing you and introducing you to very spirit animals. I keep hearing you're so much connected to nature. I see you thriving and really relaxing and getting so many downloads when spending time in forest keeps coming, so you're able to channel various beings. Fairies are real as well, I keep hearing, if you've been doubting yourself. But definitely powerful messages from the spirit animals, and then you can use him as well to really support you on you tapping into your joy and you being able to experience more passion in your life. So yes, that's the message for you and for anyone else that feels that needs to be more grounded and needs to be more supported by the earthly spirit beings. Okay, I will pull a card for Betty. We'll see what Ascended Master wants to support you. I like it, it's different. Okay, this one I keep hearing. Oh, I love it. Okay, Betty, Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. I love Mary Magdalene. I even chose myself a name. Result really resonates. Thank you, Marta. You're very welcome. I even chose Magdalene as my name for my confirmation. But yeah, so Mary Magdalene. Okay, I'll just read it just to do justice to everyone that I've been presenting here. But she's beautiful, and it tells me that you're stepping into your power, Betty, and you're finally allowing yourself to teach based on your life experience, because you've got a tendency to delaying or like playing small and delaying stepping into your power, and now you're ready. And Mary Magdalene is going to support you and help you. So, we don't have a full picture of who Mary of Magdala actually was, but we do know from spiritual texts that she was a great visionary and teacher with clairvoyant abilities, because she was able to see angels and the soul of her twin flame master Jesus after he had passed away. She also had the ability to shake up crowds of people to bring their hearts and minds back to the highest good. She now devotes her time to supporting us in bringing about the radical changes the earth needs in order to prosper, and to encouraging those who feel the need to teach the joy of spirit. Mary is a rebel heart in many ways. She helps those light workers who feel restricted by the opinions of others to step up and speak their truth. So Betty, you are being encouraged to invite Maria Magdalene to your energy, because she is going to help you to really step into your power, step into your truth, because you have that teacher quality. I know you've been teaching others, but there are so many things that you have still not taught because you've been playing small, I keep hearing. And of course, you can carry on learning, you can get more certifications because that's what your life purpose perhaps is about, but know that you're ready right now, and Source doesn't feel like you need anything more. You teach based on your life experience. And remember, if you've been thinking, oh, there are so many other people who do things who do the same things as I want to do, know that you have your unique energy, and only you will be able to teach the way you are going to teach, because your energy is different, and the way you're going to share your stories, the way your approach is just individual. So we're all individuals, and it's all going to be very different. So don't compare yourself to others, and allow that rebellious soul of yours to be out there. I hope it makes sense. I'll leave you with that. There is an unbelievable book by Megan Watterson. Yes, nearly sure this is author's name, about Mary Magdalene. It set my soul on fire. If she resonates with any of you, I really recommend. Yes, oh, I'm getting chills. This is a beautiful book, and I have a past life in in a Temple of Rose, and I'm so much connected to Mary Magdalene as well. So I love it, and thank you so much for sharing, because then other people can really learn, and yeah, we can inspire each other. So that's so beautiful. Thank you. Okay, who's live here? And I've got here Aina. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm going to pull a card here, and then for one more person, then I have to go because I have my readings. Okay, so you have here Aina, Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. Mahavatar means great incarnation or avatar, and Babaji means sacred father. Mahavatar Babaji is a deeply respected master yogi who was introduced to the world through the teachings of the Indian yogi, let me pronounce it, Paramahansa, Yogananda Babaji, as he's called for short, is said to be over 2,000 years old and able to travel between Earth and other worlds. He is said to have an invisible temple in the Himalayas that can appear to those he wants to connect with. Many believe that he is like Christ himself, bringing deep love, acceptance, forgiveness, insight, and direction. And this card tells me that you've been feeling maybe the world has not been understanding you, but I keep hearing, and I'm looking at the booklet here as well, that because you removed yourself from things that didn't serve you, from people that didn't serve you, you've allowed yourself to tap into that inner rest, and you're getting so many downloads from the universe, and you're able to channel consciousness, like the higher consciousness. So Mahavatar Babaji is here to help you really and assist you to connect to the spirit world and to allow you to develop a spiritual practice that will allow you to be so much more supported and guided. I keep hearing that being consistent is so important for you. So you can ask him for support in terms of being able to channel for the collective as well, but I keep hearing that's going to help you as well to expand your energy and heal. Have to pop off, but thank you so much, Martha. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, Zolt. You too. Bye. Okay, I hope it makes sense. And quickly, I am going to pull quickly a last card for Anna Hannickson, and then I have to go. You're very welcome. And then again, like, yoga is very important for you from those human experiences. Yoga is going to help you in terms of like opening your chakra and opening your body and energetic bodies, I keep hearing. So I don't know whether you like yoga, whether you're planning to do some certifications, but this is very present as well. Okay. Wow, okay. So we've got here, but they jumped. Okay, so for you, Anna, you've got the Miriam. Sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Okay, that's the last Ascended Master that I'm introducing. The Miriam, which means the beloved, are twin flame angels who come as one. They are mirror images of each other. They are the angels who appeared to Mary Magdalene, well, we've got connection, in the tomb of Jesus after his passing. These angels spoke directly to Mary and helped her move beyond her grief so that she was able to commune with Jesus once more. They can help us move beyond the cloud of grief too. They heal grievances of all kinds, including ones that have been created by religion or the idea that God does not love or accept us because of a mistake we once made. The Miriam help us remember that we don't need to ask God for forgiveness because He never condemned us in the first place. So you have that very powerful, Anna, well, you've got two angels that are really supporting you with any grief that you're going through, with any difficult, challenging emotions that you've been going through. And I feel like they are going to be able to help you as well to come to your own understanding in terms of how the spirit world works and how you can be so much supported by angels and then loved ones, ascended masters as well, because there is so much impact on how the religion has played in your life in terms of you feeling perhaps a separation from you and God. And God is the infinite source of love. There's nothing to be scared of. He is the one that you can pray to. And even if you were brought up Roman Catholic or whatever religion, and you can still carry on referring to him as he, I keep hearing, but you can also remove the need of any like physical representation and know that God is just the source of energy. So I keep hearing it is so important at this moment to remove any labels and remove any restrictions that's been put to your mind in terms of how God should look like, how God behaves, because you know by, well, coming to my lives, but in general by like learning about spirituality, by learning about the possibility of communicating with your angels, loved ones and ascended masters, that it is all real. And yeah, the Miriams are here to support you and to remove anything that doesn't support you so that you can thrive and enjoy that communication with the spirit world. Okay, I have to go now. Thank you so much for coming to this spontaneous live. And if you watched it on the replay, and if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them. And I hope you have the beautiful rest of the day, depending on the time you're watching it.